Hi, my name's Lennon Krager. I wanted to just test my recording software before I do it for another puzzle, but I wanted to do a walkthrough on a GelatinBrain puzzle. This is in his virtual polyhedron puzzle, I think is the actual name of it. This is 3.4.27. It's a relatively simple puzzle. It's a combination of face-turning cube, where it's a edge-only cube, and sort of a fairly shallow cube. I think it's a great puzzle if you're looking to get started in doing some more complicated solves, and I think it's a lot of fun. So I want to do a tutorial and show you how I do it, and let's get started. So I'll scramble it. The first thing I do, you're gonna need to memorize the color scheme of this puzzle, because there are no fixed centers. Basic method we're going to do is a reduction to a 3x3 edgeless cube, or edge-only cube, and so reduction is we're going to start with reducing the centers. So it's going to be a bit like a 5x5, and I'll start with the white center here. Basic strategy is we're going to build these segments of two. We're going to pair them up, and then start layering them up together. So we already have one together, and you have to pair it up with one of these corner edge pieces. If you have like an exposed edge, it's hard to slip in a corner piece next to it. So we'll build the pairs off center. I happen to see one here, so let's just move this up and move them up there. Now we got to build this. We kind of got lucky there. So let's build that last set of three. You have to do this together. Here we go. We got those pieces, so we got to bring this white one over. And it's a really simple process. If you've done any block building on a 5x5, you should be able to do this pretty easily. Sometimes you get backwards over which way the sliver needs to be. So I'm going to link this up with that. We have that block together. We just slowly add these in together, growing our continuous region together. Finding some fairly easy solves pieces to do. Now we got red. Let's move on to blue. And I think technically you could probably solve this with an inverted color scheme. So you switch two colors from what you normally do, but I haven't actually tested that, so I'm not completely sure. Again, we're just pairing up two things together, and then we just rotate them in place. Makes it's a fairly straightforward and easy way to build the groups together. Another side done. On to green, or orange now. Rotate that. Bring it the pair back. Another pair. But you got to make sure that when we rotate in slide, it'll be adjacent to what pieces are left. There's our final orange set. Accidentally broke something on the reds. Gotta be a little careful. Alright, so we're down to two left. Again, I just would take pairs and start laying them together. You have to be obviously a little careful, because you don't have a lot of working room to go with. So take these two to put them off to the side there, and bring them back there. So we need to get this piece over there. So we need to separate it a little first. And now when we bring it there, back, there together. So we'll pull this down, put it inside, and we've got centers. Now we got to do some edge pairing. it's going to be similar to like a 5x5, except on a 5x5 when you do edge pairing, usually you have a single slice that moves just one of the three pieces. And you'll notice that when we do a corner turn here, it moves two. So it's almost backwards from what you would normally do. I see we have a yellow-blue and a yellow-blue here. So we have to set that up so that when we do a turn, it pairs them. And then once we have the pair, we'll turn it up, just put any old piece in the way that's not solved yet, which so far we have done, undo, and rotate it back. And we just repeat this process. So we've got two of the yellow-blue pair edges linked so far. Let's look for that last one. There it is. And because it's an edge-only cube, it's quite easy to move them around to where you want to be. So we'll pair them up, put some other pair inside, and rotate them back so that our centers are still fixed. And we'll just repeat this process until all the cubes are, all the cubies are done. You might want to, some people I know on the 5x5, you designate certain regions which you where you keep all your sorted pieces. I like to do a little more freeform. Just because, all you really need to keep track of are the two pieces that you're trying to put together, and that dummy third piece that is you're using to sacrifice to fill in that spot. So there we just finished our other one, our white-blue. We can actually do this a little quicker, because right now, for every one of those moves, we're only doing one pairing at a time. And we can actually, when we undo that last move, it does another pairing, gives us a chance to do a little more work with what we're already doing, so we can save a little bit of a couple moves if you're trying to go for fewest moves on GelatinBrain. So I'll try to demonstrate that now. So right now, when demonstrate, we rotate it pairs these up, and we're gonna replace this with something. And right in the previous ones, we didn't really care what it was, but I wanna pair it up so that whatever I put in here, when I bring it back, it's gonna match up with this orange-white. So let's go look for the orange-white. Should be there. It is. Alright, so our orange-white is up there, so we need to bring that in here when we're done. But there's two ways to go. It can go in. So the way I remember it is that right now the blue on this piece matches up with the orange. So when I rotate this in, I want the blue to be replaced with the orange. So we rotate up. Blue is now where the orange is now where the blue is. So when we go and put it back, they're matched up. So in this, from that, it's the same amount of work we did on the first two edges, but we did two pairings instead of one. So it saves a couple moves, and it really wasn't that much more work. It also gives a branching off step for where to go next. So let's look for the white orange. And here we go. Move that. Oh, there it is. There. So those will pair up. So again, let's see what we got. We need the red, white, or red, yellow, and it's right here. And the white needs to be yellow. So we'll do our pairing. White needs to be yellow. Yellow's on the side, so we'll bring it up on this side. Bring it back down. And we got it paired. Here's our next red, yellow. And we need, so we'll pair it up like that. And we need the white, green. And we got that here. We'll bring it to the top layer so it's easy to access. So we need, the red needs to be replaced with the white. So we'll rotate this up. Red needs to be replaced with white. White is going to be on the side, so we'll bring it up on this face. Hopefully we'll see a different example sometime. And I paired up. Alright, let's do the white-green now. Here's our other slice. Now we can pair them up with this move. We're looking for white-red, right here. So white needs to be replaced with red. Unfortunately, it's in the place, so we'll just turn it off the side. Bring it back. So white was where the red was. Red is where the white was. We'll bring it back and pair it up. Really simple pairing, especially if you are familiar with any like large order cubes. So next, we're gonna pair red-white here. We need to find the green-orange. Right there. So right now, the white needs to be turned into orange. Orange is on the side here. So we'll turn it this way. So placed. And go back. And we'll just repeat this process. When we get down to the last two, it gets there's a couple of extra things you may need to do on the last ones, and hopefully we'll see how that turns out. Looks like we're coming down to the end. So orange, we need the yellow green, which is right here. We'll just turn that up, and let's do this. So green needs to go with green. This one here, so we're going to go there, bring it back. That's done. Okay, so we have to do that. Okay. This is a interesting case because we want to pair up the red-green, and the blue-red is in the other pair, so I'm sure there's some tricky moves you could do. But I'm not going to go into that, so I'll just replace it with a dummy one. We got to break this one up anyways. Okay. And then let's finish our red-green pairing there. Again, this one's stuck, so we can't do anything with it. So we'll fix it there. Fill it with this dummy one. And let's actually do that the other way. Actually, no. Let's keep going this way because it'll show more of the possible case. Oops. Alright, yeah. So, alright, we go this way. Alright, so we're down to where we have two edges left. There's like three cases that can happen. One, you could have them perfectly solved just by luck and coincidence. This is the second case where you have a pair that's matched, and you have a mismatched pair. Let me save this here and set it up for what the other scenarios could be. I'll be right back. And this is the third case, worst case scenario, where nothing is matched. So everything else is solved except for these, and we just need to swap these two center bits. So what we're going to do, we're just going to pair it up normally, and then we want to flip this edge in place. So I'll just bring it up to the top, slide it over somewhere else, bring back any dummy piece, doesn't matter. We're going to quickly bring it up the other way to replace it. So this piece is now flipped in place, and we'll undo. And this is where we were earlier on the other example. And now we have to solve this. This is probably going to be the more common thing. It's a little tricky to explain what to do, but on this we need to break up this mismatched edge, and we'll want to match this to the other side. So we'll bring it up here, so now these two are mixed. And we're going to want to take this pair out and bring it over here, and then bring it up on the other side so that it's been flipped in place. So when we undo the move, they both match, and we continue we finished our reduction, so all we have to do now is just solve an edge-only cube, which is rather simple. So I'll just start building the cross like you would on a normal 3x3. So again, you're going to have to make sure you know color scheme, but it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, so there we've got the cross. Filling in the edges is rather simple because you don't have to worry about the corners getting in the way. Let's go, whoops, doing that edge there. Doing however you'd like. When you get down to 1, I like to just start flipping all the yellow edges in as you do them. So, because that way you save yourself a little bit extra time instead of doing dedicated moves for the yellow cross. So this yellow, we need to put it into the bottom so it's flipped correctly. And we got another yellow one in here, so let's go ahead and fix that right now while we're at it. So we've brought it back here, and we'll just flip it the other way. There's another one that needs to get fixed, so we'll bring that down there. So now we have all the yellows on the bottom are fixed, and this is the last one, and we just need to replace it with the orange-green. And we'll bring it in like that. And so now we have the second layer all done, and we just have to worry about the bottom. Now, as you know, on the 3x3, there's only a couple ways the bottom edges can be mixed up. It looks like we just need to do a swap of 2 pieces, but that's not actually what needs to happen. If we rotate one of these, oops, like this, you'll notice it's actually a 2-2 swap. I'm not super familiar with the terms for the 3x3. I think that's called a Z-perm. Do whatever you like. I'm going to do simple commutators to switch those two. So those two are switched, although I need to now do the other two, so I'm going to switch those, and then we got them all switched. We just rotate it, and we're done. As you can see, it's a pretty simple puzzle, but I think it's a lot of fun, and it's a good beginner step if you're looking at trying to get to some more complicated puzzles. It's a good introduction, and I think it's pretty cool. Decent time. You can do it 10 minutes if you really hurry. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.